Have you ever hired a virtual assistant to save time only to realize that you're spending 4 hours a week babysitting them? If you have to give them a 20-step instruction manual for every single email, you haven't bought your time back. I'm sorry, that's not the case. You've just bought yourself a second job as a manager, and that's not what we want. It's frustrating, isn't it? You're a CEO. Maybe you're a designer or a contractor. You have visions to execute and projects to build, but instead, you're stuck in a loop of repeating yourself, fixing mistakes, and wondering why it's just easier if, I'll just do it myself, all right? That feeling is what I call the babysitting tax. And today, I'm going to show you how to stop paying for the babysitting tax. I'm Lisa Sabala, and I'm the founder of 8.8, a virtual assistant team, and also Avenue Funnels, where we build lead capture engines for busy CEOs. I lead a team of specialists based in the Philippines, and I spent 20 years in this industry helping businesses move from overwhelmed to operational excellence. It's just what we do when you have a team. This is the Easy Breezy Boss Life podcast, and we're diving into the 3 reasons your delegation isn't working and the leadership shifts you need to make to fix it. That's right. We're going to fix those 3 things that you're doing all wrong, right? Okay, issue number 1, the complexity trap. The first mistake I see is trying to delegate a process that is simply too complex to scale. So if your one task is actually a giant mountain of steps, it's going to crush a newly hired virtual assistant who has zero context of your business. Remember, your VA doesn't live in your head. No, they don't. You wish they would. You wish they would be your clone, but they're not. So to fix this, you have to break that task into digestible phases. Okay, you break it up. Chop it up. Before you even hit hire, create an operations playbook. And I swear by this, create an operations playbook for your business. Record short, specific Loom videos for each phase. And here's a pro tip. You can use AI. Surprise, surprise. Tools like ChatGPT or Gemini are incredible at taking a messy, complex process and breaking it down into a logical step-by-step guide. So once you have those instructions, use an actual task from your playbook as a test for potential new hires. So during the hiring phase, when you're still deciding which virtual assistant to hire, don't just ask the applicants if they can do the work. Watch them do it. This saves you from the heartbreak of firing someone a month later. And as a leader, your job is to reduce the slope or the learning curve, right? Because if only you can do the task, your business is a cage. It is not a company. You can never delegate if you are the only person that you deem worthy to do that task. That is not how we scale our business. Let's go into issue number 2, the single point of failure. Okay. The second issue is putting everything on the line for one person. No backup, no contingency, no safety net. Then when that person ghosts you during a critical launch, you're left stranded. Oh no. But let's talk about that for a minute. Why do VAs ghost? Why do virtual assistants suddenly disappear? Well, sometimes virtual assistants are also people. Sometimes people are just unreal. Sometimes people are just unreliable. But other times, they feel you are an unreliable leader too. And they jump ship when it hurts the most. And I'm speaking from experience. Like, if your team member can feel that you no longer have the capacity to lead, they're going to jump ship naturally because they want security too. So if you cannot make your team members feel secure enough under your leadership, then you can never efficiently delegate tasks. So how do you solve this? You step up as a leader and you build a team. Even if it's just 2 people that you hire initially, have your first VA train the second VA even. This naturally builds your operations playbook because they have to document the processes to teach each other. So why do I swear by this method? I learned this the hard way. Back when I ran a content writing agency, I reached 36 writers at one point. I was managing 36 writers. And I went through a period where I wasn't as present as a leader as I should have been for a couple of months. So what happened? 5 of them resigned together in one go. Like, they just ghosted. It was a wake-up call for me. And I had to learn to be a leader who provides more clarity and better communication. With a team, you have redundancy. It cannot be avoided. If you get ghosted by one person, the work keeps moving. If you get ghosted by your entire team simultaneously, well, that's a moment for some honest self-reflection on your leadership. And I don't mean this condescendingly. I mean it from experience, because better communication leads to better retention. Remember that. Let's go to issue number 3, the security shiver. So let's talk about the security shiver, that low-level anxiety about handing over the keys to your digital freedom. Okay? I get it. The fear of handing over your baby to a newly hired virtual assistant, it is real. The fear is so real. But you don't have to give away your master logins. No, you don't. Because most high-level CRMs or tools, they allow you to add admin users. So I swear by this. Before you buy a tool, before you subscribe to an app, find out first if you can add an admin user so that you don't have to give your own username and password to your virtual assistant, okay? This gives your team controlled access, okay? You own the access of your team members because you can dictate which areas in the workspace they can access. You can also keep tabs on their activity. You'll see what they did and what changes they made. You aren't handing over the keys to the castle. You're just opening specific doors while keeping your sensitive vault locked. It is a great way to control your workspace, okay? And please, never hire without a service agreement and an NDA, okay? If you're working without paperwork, you're at high risk for a breach. I really don't recommend it. So sidebar for virtual assistants who are watching this, if your client doesn't have an agreement, create one, okay? Bring a non-disclosure clause to the table yourself. It shows your professionalism and gives your client the peace of mind they need to trust you with the big stuff, okay? So I hope this provided some value. I know delegating like a boss isn't about dumping tasks. It's not. It's about building an ecosystem of clarity, redundancy, and security. When you move from babysitting to becoming a leader, that's when you finally start living the easy, breezy boss life. That's when you stop being the bottleneck and you start being the visionary. This is when you start to claim your time back and you can finally feel what time freedom feels. If you need an instant virtual assistant team to handle your operations so you don't have to build a playbook yourself, right? 8.8 is the key to get your time back. Visit our website for more details. If you need smart leads with zero cold calls, try and check out Avenue Funnels. It is the engine that finds your next high-end client while you work. And if you want to live the easy breezy boss life, you should watch this next video. I'm Lisa Sabala. I will see you in the next one.